Dean Crowell, Board Chair Arthur Abbey, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, Charles Phillips, congratulations on your Presidential Medal, and graduates. I am deeply honored, really thrilled, to receive an honorary degree from the New York Law School, an institution that has played such an integral role in the administration of justice for 125 years. This year, as Dean Crowell noted, also marks the 125th anniversary of my court, the United States Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit. As my court and your law school have been deeply intertwined, it is especially meaningful for me to be with you today. My court has been graced by your illustrious graduates, John Marshall Harlan II, later to become the much heralded Justice Harlan, and my beloved colleague, Roger Minor, whose papers reside in the law school, whose life is remembered in the law school's Roger Minor Reading Room, a very special place. My court has had sittings at your law school, as I well remember. A disgruntled litigant, I can hear. I'm used to it. I'll try to do better in the next time. And my court has deeply benefited because of your law school's graduates who have served as law clerks, as prosecutors, as defense lawyers, as effective advocates who help my court render decisions that affect the lives of so many. Indeed, it is not just the Second Circuit whose judges have New York law roots, but throughout the nation, hundreds of New York Law School alumni have served the judiciary at every level. Yours is a vibrant school with an extraordinary array of courses across all areas of law, with just extraordinary centers, with a concern that there be justice for all, not just for those who have their own resources. At a time when the legal profession has faced unprecedented challenges, I have observed with deep admiration the efforts of your dean and your faculty to meet those challenges, creatively establishing strategic partnerships that make legal education relevant to both the local and global economies, the government, the private sector, and the nonprofit public interest sector as well. So you can be so very proud of this school from which you graduate. And just looking at the diversity of your experiences, hailing from 22 states, 51% female, 49% male. You came to New York Law School, and of course several countries. You came to New York Law School with great maturity. A U.S. Navy lieutenant commander, a PhD in Egyptology, a New York City Police Department officer, a professional boxer, an assistant to the mayor. I wonder if the assistant to the mayor was actually a professional boxer. Sometimes that's needed. A CEO of a hedge fund, the director of a center for autism. It goes on, so deeply impressive. Now you are here, having successfully met the high standards of legal education, having been taught by a world-class faculty, ready to take on the world. With your law degree in hand, you will be using your training across a wide diversity of opportunities in private practice, in government, in prosecutors' offices, in the New York City Law Department, in business and industry, in the Legal Aid Society, as investment bankers, in the Immigrant Justice Court, to name just a few. These jobs are testament to the flexibility that a law degree gives you. In life, there will always be frustrations, there will be ups and downs, but the great thing about this degree is that it gives you so many opportunities to use the law degree in both conventional and unconventional ways. And each experience is a building block to a complete and rewarding career. Welcome to the profession. Welcome to a profession which is critically necessary for the functioning of our nation, to the democracy we hold dear. Now, however great this legal profession is, you must, as lawyers entering the profession, recognize that poll after poll shows deep skepticism about the role of lawyers. And that's not new. Lawyers, we have been told, at least since Greek times, are rapacious, economically greedy, indeed unscrupulous enemies of the common welfare. Aristophanes sketched the typical lawyer of his day as a law book of legs who can snoop like a beagle, a double-faced, lethal-tongued legal eagle. I'm sure none of you can identify with this, and further explained, if you pay them well, they will teach you how to win your case, whether you're in the right or not. This ancient grudge, still very much part of societal discourse, reminds us of the important responsibilities lawyers have to do what is ethical, to adhere to the higher standards of what is in fact a noble profession critical to the administration of justice. And I want to speak to you now about that obligation and some thoughts about how you can meet it. The state grants to the legal profession an effective monopoly as a consequence of specialized knowledge and skill. And as officers of the court, there is a reciprocal obligation of lawyers to further the administration of justice. That means, of course, that there are certain basic responsibilities that a lawyer has to a client: to be always present and attentive to the client's needs, to be ever vigilant and responsive to the client, to be careful to render thorough and reasoned analyses, to offer the full range of options available to the client, to explore the consequences of pursuing those options, the pluses and minuses, and to offer mature judgment. Importantly, a lawyer should be concerned with justice for all, with access to justice. A lawyer should render services for reasonable fees, but also should work pro bono. The bottom line, the profit line, should not be the be-all and end-all. The lawyer's life should be guided by a larger purpose, a moral purpose, to serve the administration of justice. At New York Law School, that concern with ethical responsibility, with performance at the highest levels, is ever present, as your dean spoke to us about. It is not simply the extraordinary range of substantive classes from first year to graduation. It is also in the diversity of your clinical education, in your innovative experiential learning opportunities, in the centers that exist to promote the administration of justice. I could spend the rest of the afternoon and into the evening talking about the richness of the full variety of programs. So let me just note one institutional example and one individual example of what I'm talking about. Institutionally, I note the innovative work of the Safe Passage Project, directed by Professor Lenny Benson, a project which has provided indigent immigrant children with legal representation, committed to the idea that no child should face deportation alone, that all children deserve a well-trained and committed advocate. What a remarkable contribution that project has made. And then individually, there is the example of Gloria Chacon, a 2014 graduate of your school, who fled persecution in Honduras as a teenager, who overcame cancer and amputation, whose commitment to immigrants is such that she applied and was awarded the Immigrant Justice Corps Fellowship. The Immigrant Justice Corps is close to my heart, as I proposed it, and it is the nation's first fellowship program devoted entirely to training newly minted lawyers to meet the vast unmet needs of the immigrant poor seeking a chance to realize the American dream. I am pleased to say that among you today is a graduate who will soon be an Immigrant Justice Corps Fellow, Carlos Valenzuela. Honored as a Law Student of the Year by National Jurist Magazine. So New York Law School continues to serve justice through its high-quality graduates, through its wonderful programs committed to serving justice for all. And your responsibilities as lawyers is to continue that service for the public good, whether it be the immigrant, the family in danger of eviction from their homes, or anyone else in need of support. You might also consider becoming involved in a circuit-wide project I have launched in the Second Circuit with the support of Dean Crowell, a civic education project which we call Justice for All, Courts in the Community, which seeks to increase public understanding of our federal courts, to bring federal courts and communities they serve closer together. It's a project that involves judges, lawyers, law students, and educators in a wide variety of activities, including curriculum development, teachers' institutes, learning centers, moot courts. Come join us. As I conclude, I note that when I was where you are now, at my law school graduation, I really didn't know what the future would hold in any great degree. I never would have thought that I would be a judge someday, or that I would have the privilege of helping to found the Immigrant Justice Corps, or to be before you today. I didn't know even that I'd be living back in New York City. But like you, I had that legal education with the skills that law school education gives you. 3 decades from now, I dare say, you will look back too, I'm sure, and marvel at the unpredictable twists and turns of your career. But reflecting on my own path and good fortune, there are 2 aspects of the journey that I think might be of use to you as you chart your own course. First, no matter what you do, always find time to do something that really engages you. Even if you're in the job that is satisfying financially, may not give you everything you want, do pro bono work, do some other activity. Make the most of every circumstance, learn from every circumstance, make the most out of every experience, however challenging, indeed, however trying. If you do, one project will lead to another of meaningful work and to the satisfying career that will define you. And secondly, try to work with those who would be mentors, whose careers, whose knowledge, whose values you admire. Those mentors can steer you in the right direction, can help you achieve your objectives. I know that I wouldn't be here without being able to stand on the shoulders of so many who really cared. So graduates, celebrate this day. Celebrate this day with family, friends, and your teachers. Congratulations on joining a venerable profession. Congratulations on graduating from an extraordinary law school. Congratulations on this memorable day and your great achievement. Thank you.